hard these days to be an American school teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's been hard. I've spent the past 15 years in public school classrooms in urban settings. It is hard, but it is also a privilege to be an American school teacher. The strong, powerful voices coming out of Portland, Florida are to be celebrated, amplified. When I watch them speak, they remind me of my students. We have youth in our state like them too.
Yes.
Anyone who works with youth have watched these kids and thought, yes, I know those students. We've been trying to tell people for years, the youth are fiercely smart. They've had enough. And the politicians who don't agree with the majority of Americans who want common sense gun laws, guess what? They're coming for your jobs. These student voices are proof that our American public education system is working. Yes. These young people are living their history and we are watching it. Are stepping out of the dusty pages of textbooks and onto sidewalks with signs. They are calling legislators. They're registering themselves and their families to vote. They're organizing in libraries and restaurants. They did their homework. They know about the Children's Crusade of 1963. They know about Standing Rock. They are Black Lives Matter. And now they are also Students Demand Action. This is nothing new. Young people in Chicago have been organizing for decades. Young people in our cities have been outraged over the senseless deaths of their friends, their brothers, their sisters, their families for decades. They've had enough for years. And these people are in your districts. They're in Chicago public schools. I'm talking about Peoria. They're in Champaign. They're in Danville. They're in Aurora. They're in Oak Park. They're in Downers Grove. They're here in Springfield. Young people have wanted a seat at the table. They've demanded that we listen to them. What has changed now is that we, the adults, are finally listening. We are passing them the microphone instead. We're inviting them to meetings, giving them access to adult platforms to amplify their message. Let us pledge right now to continue to do this. Gun dealer licensing has shown to reduce the illegal transfer of guns using crimes by 64% in the 26 states that have already passed this bill. The opposition can argue whatever they want, but I know that percentage matters to the families and the young people who live in gun-heavy war zones in our America, in our state. That if we can do anything to stem the flow of the illegal transfer of guns and allow law enforcement the legal recourse to find the gun dealers who participate in this deadly and outrageous practice, then we should do that. Do you know that the constant barrage of trauma caused by gunfire can result in a physiological change to the amygdala? It can render a person so traumatized that they exist in a state of constant PTSD. PTSD is so severe that they live in a continual function of fight or flight. Their brain has put them on a perpetual survival mode. While we celebrate these young people all around us, I cannot help but think about the voices we have lost too soon due to senseless gun violence. The young people who are remembered on the memorial t-shirts that my students wear, memories of the people they've loved who etched their way onto a page in a writer's notebook in a 14-year-old's handwriting. Hold on. It goes like this. Ms. Aikman, sometimes I have my head down in class because ever since my brother was shot 13 times and died on my front porch, things really haven't been the same, and I still can't even believe he's gone. We keep our bedroom door shut to his room. Or Ms. Aikman, I didn't really like that conversation yesterday about school shootings because, my sister survived and, well, you know what they went through, and in a way I'm a survivor too because those are my sisters. So I have to tell them, yes, you're also a survivor. Yes, you're right. Yes, I'm so sorry about the discussion yesterday. So many people are talking about it. It must be hard for you. And if you ever want to pass, to go to the counselor's office or take a lap in the hallways, you know where to find me. You know, I had a student once tell me that she trains her 4 and 5-year-old niece and nephew to drop down in their ground in their living room to protect them from gunfire. She made it into a game for them. She still can't find a way to forgive herself for freezing up when gunfire erupted as she was waiting with them at the bus stop one morning. Do you know that I've had students openly admit to me that they've considered rejecting their college acceptance letters and turning down their scholarships because they won't be able to handle the survivor's guilt if they leave their family to fend for themselves? The thought process goes like, what if a shooting happens and I'm not there because I'm enjoying my cush life at college? I couldn't live with myself if I survived. I worry about my students who are survivors, who are shells of themselves, because a bullet took the life of somebody they love. And in doing so, the bullet also took their voice. We should do everything possible to pass this law. We should do everything to give our young people in the state of Illinois the freedom of a childhood. We should give parents the right to see their children graduate and not attend their funeral. I tell my social justice students all the time that this work is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It is our collective hope that we cross that finish line together today. I'm gonna leave you all with homework.
Yeah. Yes.
Here's your homework. Number 1, does your school district or school board know that there's a Moms Demand Action chapter in your town? Maybe they should. Can you find out when their meetings are? Can you show up? Let them know you also are a community organization as a resource. Can you do that?
Yes!
All right, number 2. Does your local teachers union know that you have a thriving chapter? They need to. You need to activate your union. Unions protect teachers. Will you do that?
Yes!
Okay. Number 3. You got to show up to PTA meetings. Are you showing up to PTA meetings? You got to do that. Will you do that?
Yes!
You need to find out what your teachers need. Teachers are afraid to speak right now. I mean, I'm not, but you got to check in with your teachers, find out what kind of protection and visibility, how to amplify their message. Will you find out what your teachers need?
Yes!
Okay, good. And finally, you got to give the young people the tools they need to inherit our communities. This is their revolution. It is time we listen. Will you do that?
Yes!
Last thing I'm going to say is that, we need to honor the committed long-term work of the 120 community organizations that form the Illinois Gun Violence Prevention Coalition. Let us honor them right now with applause. It's incredible, sustained work of community organizers, faith leaders, survivors, families, concerned community members. It's to be commended. Thank you so much for your work. As a teacher, I will be remiss not to pay respects to community organizations because we are only as strong in the education world as our community organizations are. And we know that in the education world, we inherit the crisis of a community and we lean on community organizations. Let us also pledge to attend their meetings, amplify their message, and continue to work in solidarity with the folks who've already been doing this work for years. Thank you.